If you are a fan of JapChae and other glass noodle dishes, I'm going to show you how to make 비빔당면. 비빔당면 is an iconic casual noodle dish from Busan. It is so addictive and so delicious that you inhale the entire bowl and you're like, wait, where did all the noodles go? Yes, it's that delicious. 오늘의 레시피, 아주 간단하고 맛있는 비빔당면 만들기. 오늘도 여러분들과 영으로 함께 하겠습니다. Hi everyone, this is Helen and welcome to Modern Pepper. 안녕하세요, Modern Pepper의 헬렌입니다. The full ingredient list as well as the Korean product links are available in the description box below. For our 비빔당면 recipe today, we need about 100 grams of 당면. These are sweet potato starch noodles, yes, also called glass noodles here in the States. Add our noodles to a large baking pan and just spread out the noodles like that. Then we're just gonna wet it with some hot water. Then we're gonna add some cold water until all the noodles are fully submerged. See how the noodles are sticking out here? I want you to place a small plate on top so the noodles are completely soaked under. Now we're gonna let the noodles hang out in our water like so for about good 10 to 15 minutes. So while our 당면 noodles are soaking in the water, we're going to get started on making the seasoning sauce for our 비빔당면. We need 1 tablespoon of all-purpose Korean soy sauce, 양조간장, half teaspoon of finely minced garlic, half teaspoon of coarse gochugaru, half teaspoon of finely ground gochugaru. So the difference between finely ground and coarse ground, it tastes the same, but when you use finely ground red pepper flakes, it makes the broth or the seasoning sauce you're making extra bright in red color. 1 teaspoon of brown sugar, half teaspoon of 소고기 Dashida. This is beef bouillon powder. It's optional if you don't want to add it. Vegan friends use YonDu instead, or 2 pinches of MSG. Then we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of finely minced scallions, just the green part only. And this is optional, but I'm gonna add just a 1/4 teaspoon of fish sauce, 멸치 액젓. Fish sauce is very, very salty, so that's why I'm adding little. And fish sauce does not taste fishy whatsoever. It really is a concentrated, salty liquid that has the essence of seafood taste, okay? So use it if you have it. If you don't have it, well, get a bottle for next time. Then just mix all this up so that it looks like this. Look at that. So we're gonna use this right away. But you could also make this ahead of time and keep it in an airtight container and store it in the fridge. And as it sits, it will taste better, so much better. And you could keep it in the fridge for up to 1 month. Did you know that you could order Korean ingredients online? So go to amazon.com/shop/modernpepper and I will see you there. Now, when it comes to toppings, you can use whatever toppings you like. But today I'm going to show you how I enjoyed this dish when I was visiting Busan. If you want to check that out, make sure to check out my 3-day food crawl outside of Seoul, visiting Busan, Jeonju, the birthplace of bibimbap, and Yeosu, the province known for having the most delicious Korean food, like gourmet Korean food usually is from Yeosu. And the video will be linked in the description box below. Here I have 단무지. These are pickled radish with yellow food coloring. Just cut them into thin slices like so. A few sprigs of garlic chives, called buchu in Korean. Cut the root end off and discard. And we need 1 sheet of fish cake, called omit in Korean. And if you can't get fish cakes, you could just also use leftover cold cuts that you have in the fridge. I'm cutting them into long strips so they seem like noodles. And some julienned carrots. In a large pot, bring some water to boil. Then we're gonna take our 당면 noodles that have been soaking in here for about a little over 10 minutes. And then when you pick it up, it should be bendy like that. Then we're just gonna dunk it in here. My tip when it comes to cooking noodles is always use a large pot so that once the noodles go in the pot, it drops in and it starts cooking right away. So your heat remains at high. Because we soaked our 당면 noodles, it's gonna cook real fast. All right, so it's been 2 minutes on high heat and our noodles are ready. So now we're gonna transfer our noodles to a cold water like that. Okay, once you fish out all the noodles from the pot, then I want you to just turn the heat off completely for now and quickly rinse our 당면 noodles in cold water. So rinse it like so, like about 3 times and give it a good shake. Now, if you want to have your noodles cold, then just let it sit here for a little bit while we get the toppings ready. But if you want to have your noodles slightly warm, what I would do is dunk it back in here just for like literally 10 seconds. Shake off the excess water, then place it in your serving bowl like that. Ooh, I love 당면 noodles. Then we're gonna add a little bit of sesame oil. Then I want you to just toss the noodles like that. Okay, so let this hang out for a little bit while we get the rest of our toppings ready. So we're gonna add our garlic chives to this hot pot of water. And remember that we just need to literally put it in here for 10 seconds or less, okay? Because we want our chives to still retain its bright green color. Then put it on a strainer. And if you don't mind mixing everything up, you could add all the toppings together at once. And the same thing with our carrots. Blanch it for like 10 seconds. And then our fish cakes. Omit goes in next. And this just needs to be warmed up in here too. So just for like 30 seconds. And remember that fish cakes, omit is fully cooked. So we're just warming it up. Okay, and 30 seconds later, we're gonna pull out our omit. Okay, so everything's ready, and now we're gonna dress up our 비빔당면 bowl right now. And we're gonna add all of our seasoning sauce that we made. Then the only thing to add is some sesame seeds. So like I always say, less is more when it comes to sesame seeds. Just a little bit, and it's ready. Now it's time to literally dig in. Go in the middle, and then you lift and mix everything up. Make sure to get all the sauce mixed in. What I would also do is take 1 tablespoon of our hot water from the pot, mix it all up, 2 tablespoons, and scrape off all the sauce, because you can't let this go to waste. It's so yummy. Then add it to our noodles like that. Then go in and mix everything up. Make a perfect bite with all the toppings together. Oh, honestly, if I could feed you, I would, but I can't, so sorry. Hold up, just bear with me. One more bite, I can't stop. Look, it's all gone. Where did it all go? In my belly. I'm just warning you, once the noodles hit your lips, you will not be able to stop. You just have to dive in because it's so yummy. First of all, unlike flour-based noodles, because these 당면 noodles are made with sweet potato starch noodles, it doesn't feel heavy in your stomach where like, you know, when you have too much flour-based stuff, afterwards you're like, oh, right? This is also why it's so popular. It's casual, it's your go-to food. Like I said earlier, I had this 비빔당면 at Busan at their famous Gangtong market. It's your outdoor market, and there's a street alley that just has vendors that only sell this noodle dish. It is that popular. So if you want to check that out, make sure to check out my 3-day food crawl outside of Seoul, visiting Busan and Jeonju, the birthplace of bibimbap, and Yeosu, where it's known for having the most delicious gourmet Korean foods. And the video will be linked in the description box below. Now, if you're craving JapChae and other Korean noodle dishes, make sure to go to youtube.com/modernpepper, click on the playlist tab, and select Korean noodles recipe playlist, and I will see you there. I want to thank you for watching today, and if you enjoyed watching today's video, as always, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click on that thumbs up icon and make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And perhaps share today's recipe with your friends and family. 여러분 오늘 재밌게 보셨으면 꼭 좋아하는 버튼과 구독 버튼도 눌러주세요. 다음 영상에서 꼭 뵙겠습니다. 감사합니다. Alright folks, I will see you in one of these Korean video recipes you see right here.